Hello Year 4, good morning. This video is for the 25th of January and we're going to have a look at page 11 in your Year 4 maths booklet. So you're going to be looking at subtracting today. Now before we start, I just want to revisit some of the learning that we have done in school about the column method and subtraction, and then we'll go on to answer the questions. Okay, so when we do our column method, we must always make sure that we are including our thousands, hundreds, tens and ones, and then we also need to make sure that we're drawing the symbol that we're using for the column method, okay? Okay, so I have just done a quick example on the board and we'll go through it together. Now, a lot of you can already tell me straight away that if there is more on the floor, you need to go next door, okay? So remember, if there is more on the floor, you're going to go next door, okay? And you're going to borrow and exchange some of the digits to help you make up a bigger number so you can answer the question, okay? Because we know if we take away a smaller number from a bigger number that it becomes a negative, okay? So let's have a go at this one together. Now I'm going to start in my ones column. That's where we always start when we do our column method, okay? So 2 take away 3. Can we do 2 take away 3? We could, but it would be a negative number, and we don't want a negative number in our answer. We need it to be a positive number, don't we? Okay, so we're going to go and exchange a 10 from the 4 tens that we have in our tens column. So now my number becomes 12 instead of 2, because 12 is greater than 3, but 2 isn't greater than 3, is it? It's smaller. So 12 take away 3, 12, 11, 10, 9. My number is 9. So I need to write my answer down. Make sure that when you write your answer that you're writing it one digit in a box, okay? Now I know you don't have your grid here, but you do have boxes for the first one, so you will need to make sure that you're writing one digit in there. Now I know that 3 take away 2 is 1, 7 take away 5 is 2, and 3 take away 1 is also 2. So straight away you can see there that my answer is 2,219 and I had to make an exchange. So remember the rhyme that we use when we're making our exchanges: if there's more on the floor, we need to go next door. I'm going to have a go of question 1 with you, and we'll very quickly go through question 2 and 3, but I will model, so I will show you how we answer part 2 and part 3 by answering the first questions with you. You'll have a go and then you'll carry on watching the video, okay? So looking at the first part, so question 1, it's asking you to fill in the missing numbers. Now we have had a go at these, but I am aware that some of you have struggled a little bit with these, so I'll do these with you and then we can have a go at trying to answer some questions on our own later on. So A, I've already written on the board, but for A we're missing some numbers, and it's the same with B. So for our ones column in A, I've already laid it out, so I've made sure I've included my thousands, hundreds, tens and ones. I've included the symbol, so I know that I'm using subtraction as my method, and I've also made sure that my lines are straight. You don't have to worry about that though, okay? So in my ones column, I've got the number 4 and the number 2. Now I need to find the missing digit. So I can count up from 2 to get to the number 4 to get my answer. So 2, 3, 4. So that must mean that my missing digit is the number 2, because 4 take away 2 equals 2. Now in my tens, I've got the number 5 and my answer is 1. Now I know that 1 more than 5 is 6. So that must mean that the number in my tens column is going to be 6, because 6 take away 5 is 1. Now in my hundreds, it looks a little bit trickier, and that's because I've got the number 9, I've got a blank, and then the answer 6. So what I'm going to do is count on from 6 until I get to the number 9, just because I think that's going to help me. Now, if you already know the answer, that's fine, okay? So 6, 7, 8, 9. You could always use multiplication to help you with this, but I would suggest using counting on because it will probably be slightly easier, okay? So 9 take away 3 equals 6. Now for my thousands column, I already have the numbers written in, and I just need to find the answer. So 8 take away 3 is 5. Okay. Moving on to B. Now I'm not going to work this out with you. I'd like you to have a go at this on your own. Okay, so part 2, so question 2, is asking you to work out the answers to these column subtractions. Now I know that you're all going to be fantastic at this, but I'm going to go through A with you first, and then I'd like you to try B, C and D on your own, okay? So I've already written it on my board. I've made sure that I've laid it out the way that I would expect you to lay yours out when you're doing it in your maths books, okay? So I know that 9 take away 0 is going to be 9, because there is nothing underneath for me to take it away from, so that number stays the same. Now I can see that I've got more on the bottom here, but I've got the number 5 on top. So I have to go to my hundreds column to borrow one more. So 15 take away 8 is going to be what? Have a guess. It's going to be 7. And then I've got 1 take away 7. I can't do 1 take away 7, so I'm going to have to go next door again and turn that into 11. Now I know that 7 add 3 is 10, so 11 take away 7 must be 4. And my last number, my last answer is going to be 7 take away 5, which is going to be 5, 6, 7, 2. Okay, so straight away there I've had to do 2 exchanges, but I've had to borrow 3 times. Okay, so what I would like you to do now is pause the video here, have a go at B, C and D on your own. If you need any help, please ask an adult. If you are still stuck, can you get in touch with us, request a phone call or send us an email, okay? Right, so I hope you've all finished part 2, so question 2. We're going to have a look at 3. Solve these problems. Now there are 3 written problems here, and you need to figure out what you need to do. Okay, so I want you to very quickly read through A first. So it says, Troy has a jug that holds 2,500 millilitres. So I'm going to write it on my board because I know that that's probably going to be a key piece of information. He puts in 1,012 millilitres of water in it. I'm going to write that down as well. He adds 150 millilitres of juice. How much more liquid can he put in? So, first of all, I need to make sure that I have all the correct information. Okay, so I've got all of my measures on there. The first thing I need to do is add my water and juice together. Now I've done my column method and I've had to do addition. What haven't I done that I need to do? Pause the video and tell somebody or shout it at the screen. That's correct. I haven't added my place values, have I, above my numbers? I also need to make sure that I'm using my ruler to draw my equal sign underneath. So 2 add 0 is 2, 1 add 5 is 6, 0 add 1 is 1, 1 on its own is 1. So I know that I currently have 1,162 millilitres of liquid in my 2,500 millilitres jug. Now, I've got the first part of my answer here. I need to take that now away from the total amount of what I could have, okay? So I need to make sure that I do 2,500 take away 1,162. So I just move that up there, out of the way. Thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. I need to do my subtraction sign and then my equals. Okay. Now 0 take away 2 I cannot do, so I need to go next door. But if you look, I have another 0, so that means I've got to borrow from my from my hundreds column, okay? So you need to make sure that you're exchanging from your hundreds because you've got 2 zeros. Okay, so 10 take away 2 is 8. 9 take away 6 is 3. 4 take away 1 is 3. 2 take away 1 is 1. So my answer is 1,338. But I need to make sure that I'm adding the correct measurement to this. And I know that the jug is being measured in millilitres. So my answer is 1,138 millilitres. Now, I'd like you to have a go at solving the other two problems of your own. Approach it the same way that I did, where you write down your key information first and then you break it down into steps. So for question A, we had to work out what 1012 add 150 was. And then with the answer, we had to take that away from the total amount of liquid that the jug could hold, okay? So I want you to give it your best shot. I want you to have a good go. If you are stuck, please get in touch and we will help you. And as always, please send in photographs of your home learning so we can see how you've got on, okay? And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.